Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Shar. Y'all know what time it is. Hit that like button, turn your notification on, and subscribe to the channel because I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Listen, they called this episode Real Housewives of Atlanta, Boots on the Ground, and I swear it should have been Porsha Boot Camp, baby, because she was running stuff like nobody else's business, right? Now I get it, it was her birthday, but she drove me crazy. And part of the reason of her driving me crazy because she be pouting too much. It's like, shut the hell up, would you? Okay? It's like, how do you want to have a good time, but you allow one thing to consume your whole entire energy during this trip? Like, ain't nobody gonna come up in here and consume my energy like that. I don't care if it was the Pope, you hear me? It will not happen. And the fact that she wanted to have a good time, but she allowed this one phone call to contribute to her having or not having a good time, that blew my mind. Okay, so hello to all. Hit the like button, turn your notification on, and subscribe to the channel because I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Y'all make it do what it do, 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 what it do. All right. Because ain't nobody sleep with y'all last night. All right. Hello to all my newcomers, flip-floppers, and day ones. What's up? And la-di-da-di to everybody. Happy Tuesday, guys. Happy Tuesday. All right. So, Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 8, Boots on the Ground. Let's go. All right. So, everybody's waking up from this trip, and Britt is calling her husband to tell him about her experience with Angela and how it rubbed her the wrong way. Shamia's on the phone with the doctor for Shiloh, which is her daughter. All right. And then you got Cynthia and Angela. They're outside talking. And they're talking about how loyalty and how the girls don't understand that. Angela is talking about her loyalty to Drew, okay? So just so we clear what she's talking about. So Cynthia explains that Drew basically made her bed, okay? Now let her lay in it, okay? Don't try to fight this battle for her because it ain't going to end well. That's basically what she said in so many words, right? So then it goes on when Drew walks into the house, okay? She's getting out of her vehicle. She walks into the house and she's greeted by Cynthia first. Can I tell y'all, I love Cynthia on this episode, okay? I love Cynthia a lot during this season, okay? And I don't know if it's because she's been here and she done that and she knows what to walk into and what not to walk into. And I think she's just like, I am not a full-time cast member, so I dare not give it full-time energy. I think that's where Cynthia is coming from. I don't know. Y'all drop down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about all of that. With that being said, okay, she says to Angela, like, baby dads is basically off limits. So how do you argue that, okay? Like, you can't come in here swinging for somebody that's over here doing things with somebody's baby daddy behind the scenes, child. So, but Cynthia kept it cute and classy and grown womanish, okay? I don't even know if that's a word, but y'all get it. Grown womanish is the new word. We just put it to the dictionary. All right. So Drew, like I said, walks in and she's greeted by Cynthia first. Drew talks about how her and Porsha has been friends for so long and she was hoping to resolve it. That's her reasoning for being on this trip. Now, I'm going to be honest. You ain't got to tell me once, more than one time you don't want me there, okay? You ain't even going to get the chance to act like you don't want me in a space that you're at because I'm going to take heed immediately, okay? And the fact that Drew still brung her tail down there when Angela already told her that Porsha was not checking for her, girl, that was too much. I would have never, ever brought my tail to a trip that I was uninvited to. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't have, okay? Then it goes on and she's admiring the vacation house and Angela's looking like kind of awkward at this moment. And she sends Drew to go check out her room. Now, let me be clear. Drew was not invited on this trip, so I don't give a dang on what the room looked like. She got one and she's an extra at this point, okay? So if you had to sleep on the floor with a little cot on the floor, then so be it, right? Because ain't nobody tell you to come here. You were uninvited. So I didn't make preparations for you to come. But she does have a little bunk bed, okay? A twin size bunk bed she has where they decided for Drew to sleep, okay? So at least they ain't put her on a cot on the floor. They put her actually in a twin size bed. I don't know which one is better, y'all. But at least they thought of her, okay? Or they could have just sent her right back out the same door she came in because she was uninvited. Okay, maybe she would have had to go get a local hotel or something because she was indeed uninvited. So Angela asks her, has she talked to Porsha? And Drew's like, no. And she's like, Angela's like, I think you should. Drew's like, why? You know what I mean? Why do I definitely need to have a conversation with Porsha? Basically, she's like, I ain't checking for no Porsha right now. But she's like, you should, because it's going to take some of the heat off of me in this moment. And she explains to her how she went through war the night before at the table. Now, that was a war you walked into, and I agree with Drew when Drew said, girl, you brought that on yourself. Basically, because Drew kept telling her, like, I don't know. But Angela kept pushing for her to come, okay? Now, Drew, by your own admission, you should have stayed home. I'm going to keep saying that, okay? But Angela was the one forcing for her to come. So whoever in that time get their head knocked off is a fair exchange, no robbery at that point, okay? Because whoever want to go swinging for the person that I'm mad at, everybody going to get swung on, period, okay? So Angela, doing Angela confessional, she says that if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't do a dang on thing differently. So she's being cocky in this moment. I did it, and what? Okay? And what? What y'all gonna do about it? All right? So it's a little messy. I gotta be honest, a little messy. And I'm just like, y'all messy. If you feeling froggy, leave. Okay? I did what I did. I said what I said, and she here. So what we talking about? Okay? I said, girl. So Angela tells Drew that she needs to basically go to Porsha and say happy birthday and allow her or give an invite to have a conversation with Porsha, okay? Drew's like, girl, I don't know about all that. So then all of the ladies are, entering the living room area, and Drew walks in and they are all greeting Drew. And then you have it flash back to Shamia and Porsha. Shamia asks Porsha, is she going to be able to still have a good time with Drew being there? Porsha says yes, right? Like, I could be in uncomfortable situations and still have a good time. I'm just not that. So then they flip back to like 45 minutes before that. And Cynthia had text Porsha asking her, like, where's Drew going to be at in the group? Because they only was preparing for the people that was invited. Drew was not invited. So she kind of misfit at this point, okay? And, Porsha texts back during that time and says wherever she wants to. So Porsha didn't say, tell her to go home or go to the moon, honey. She told her wherever she wants to. So she didn't like it, but she wasn't rude about it either, okay? So then it goes back to Porsha and Shamia, and Porsha talks about how Angela was gaslighting her. And Shamia's like, okay, it's your birthday. Whatever Porsha want, Porsha gonna get. So let them ladies know. I'm gonna tell everybody, don't gaslight my girl, honey. Don't gaslight my friend. And that's just what Porsha needed. I feel like during this vacation, everybody pacified Porsha. I get it. It's her birthday. She doesn't pay the bill. But it was just too much for me. Okay, Porsha was a brat and everybody gave her, spoon-fed her the formula. I didn't like that, okay? So out walked Porsha, and of course the first person she walked into is Drew. And they say, hi, how are you? Happy birthday. It was great. The energy was okay. Of course, it was just, let me be cordial. Okay, but it wasn't like the tension. You could feel the tension. I felt like Porsha did held herself together very well. Okay. So during the confessional, Porsha says she was like, look, I'm not a mean girl. Okay. Even though I have a problem with her, I'm not the one to keep beating a dead horse. Right. And I like that. I like that because usually Porsha just go on and on and on and on and on. You be like, girl, when the hell you going to shut the hell up? Like, it happened. It's done. Like, when we going to move on? But in this particular thing, she definitely was like, I'm not the type to be mean, even though I feel some type of way with her right now, okay? And I also had a problem with Drew in this moment. Like, hey, how are you? What are you doing? You're so beautiful. Oh my God. Like, the theatrics had to go, okay? It's like she was purposely oblivious or being oblivious to what was going on around her. I know she felt the tension. I know she felt the awkwardness. I know she felt the shortness, right? But she continued to act like nothing was going on. Typical Drew. And it definitely did drive me crazy, okay? So then they in the Splinter and they're driving in this bus ride and Shamia started crying. And I immediately thought it was something like with Shiloh, because she was just getting emotional with her husband in the doctor's appointment. So I immediately thought it was Shiloh. I had no idea what was going to come out of Shamia's mouth next, right? So Shamia starts crying in the back of the Splinter, and Porsha goes to the back to console her friend. Good job, Porsha, because I was watching to see if you was going to show up for your friend like she show up for you. Swinging, knocking wigs off, honey. Knocking shoes off, honey. Jumping on top of cars. I wanted to know, was you going to do that for her? But you did get you and your wig and your booty up and go to the back of the Splinter to see what was wrong with your friend. Toodles to you. Okay, so Shamia says that she was married for a year back 2005, and there was a lady that basically she tried to explain to that individual why she wanted the divorce and why she was getting a divorce, and the lady kind of just nudged her off, right? And she was upset from that, but the lady had texted her phone basically after God done dealt with her tail and apologized. So it opened some old wounds for Shamia, and she just said that she basically felt vindicated in that moment. Like, what a relief, right? Thank God our approval don't come from man, because baby, we'll all be in a whole lot of trouble. But my heart goes out to Shamia. I can't imagine somebody knocking my head between some dresses, honey. I'll be, I can't imagine, right? But I've been there and I've done that, if you get the drift, all right? So I'm just saying, in this season, try me. Okay, don't miss that. Mary had a little lamb. We'll chop it all the way up. Don't miss it. Okay? Listen, in this season, don't try me. We can get it all done. Anyway, back to the script and what we're talking about. Cynthia tells her mom's story. Her mom was an abuse victim. So Cynthia tells that story. So then they're at the bar out there in Nashville. They're at the bar and everyone's taking shots and they start to show their head games, child. I was like, Shamia, don't deep throat that thing like that. Don't do that thing like that. Shamia was going to town. You hear me? I said, hold on, Shamia. Hold on, Shamia. It's not the real ping, girl. Put that thing down. So Drew started talking about how she's considering taking a bottle to Porsha to extend another olive branch. Drew at this point has done so much to say, I'm sorry. Can we talk? Can we amend this friendship? I would have been stopped trying. I'm going to be honest. Now, Drew, you shouldn't be there and I ain't with it. But baby, you ain't got to tell me no thank you too many times. I heard you the first time. So Drew is doing a whole lot. But she's thinking and considering maybe this bottle would help bear whatever's going on between her and Porsha, okay? I feel like this has been dragged out so long, girl. Okay, she filmed with your ex, right? Your baby daddy, your ex-fiance. Girl, your smashing partner whenever you choose to. Like, okay already. Like, what is we really still talking about? I'm confused. Woo, girl. So Kelly was asking Porsha what's up with her friends last night, right? Because remember, the friends was basically trying to get to the gritty when they was asking what happened with Drew and Porsha. And then somebody said she sucked his, yeah, y'all got the rest. So Portia's like, yeah, everybody knows Drew. So they were trying to basically get some type of understanding and what was going on with Drew, because they know, her to be Drew and we were cool. So Kelly was asking Porsha that. And then Portia's like, yeah, everybody knows her. But then Portia's like, she feels like Angela set Drew up. It's like she was purposely trying to put a bad taste in everybody's mouth at the table before Drew got there. So it was like some type of like a trick for a trade type of thing. You know what I mean? Like she act like she was team Drew, but it's also like she was putting a battery in everybody else's back because she had her own separate issues with Drew. But to Drew, she act like she was team her. Okay? That's what Kelly believed she was doing. Well, Porsha and Kelly at this point. And hell, whoever else was standing there. Who was it? Everybody else that was standing there believed that too. Anyway. So Shamia was saying that her and Angela had a conversation and she was like, she feels some type of way, that Angela feels some type of way about Drew because Drew feels like, or Angela feels like Drew be talking trash to Kelly about her. Girl, I don't know if I believe that Drew is messy as hell and Drew is two-faced. So she might have been talking, honey. She might have been talking. But I think now at this point in this juncture of their relationship, I feel like Drew has found out how loyal of a friend Angela is to her. And if she has been turning that table, like flip-flopping it, I think she's going to be Team Angela right now, okay? That's just my thought. So Porsha's like, well, that explains how she's been handling Drew coming on the trip. She says that she explains, like, why did she make a deal about Drew at the table? It was basically trying like to provoke everybody at the table to have a negative vibe about Drew before she got there. Porsha feels like Angela was basically trying to set Drew up, right? Because of her own issues. So then you got Angela, Drew, Cynthia, and Britt at the table in their own little section during their own event, right? Or their own excursion in that area. So Angela tells Drew she missed her last night. Cynthia's like, yeah, she did, sis. You know what I mean? She got into it with everybody at the table. Everybody. Nobody was off limits. All for you, girl. All for you. So Drew's like, wait, what happened? Angela's like, I feel like Porsha is hurt because I invited you, and at one point, y'all was good friends. I felt like aiding that on without her permission. Like she felt like her aiding that on of Drew coming on a trip without Porsha permission, it was messed up, right? So she is recognizing that it is messed up. But look, we're here now. So what y'all want me to do, okay? So Britt is like, it was more like you playing victim. So it wasn't about her not getting permission from you. It wasn't that kind of energy. It was basically you playing victim like you didn't know what was going on. Like, who, me? Couldn't be. You know what I mean? So Angela's like, how? Tell me how. Britt like, it's like that thing you was doing, like you oblivious about it, you know what I mean? To what's going on around you. Angela's like, give me an example. So Britt like, okay, you asked for it, let's go. Okay. So Britt's like when it came to me, I felt like I should have got a little bit more support. And then here I am, girl. I done fell out the chair at this point because I'm like, dang, Britt, we back to you. Why everything got to be about Britt and Kenya and this? Like, why we get back to you? We was moving forward. It's about Porsha and Drew. How the hell we get back here to Britt? But again, Britt had to get her time in. She says that she felt like at that time, it was the same thing that Angela is doing now. And she felt like the ladies did not support her. Angela was like, it was more of you feeling like you were entitled, right? Entitled. So Britt is like, you were not a support to me at all. Okay. Drew's like, us showing up was supportive enough. Britt's like, I didn't even get a chance to speak my truth. And you guys were like, always like already basically set Team 12. Then it goes on, and Cynthia's like, and I love Cynthia in this season. I'm telling y'all, I love the olive branch. I love her spirit. I love her. I'm going to say what the hell I got to say. Partially, not full time, because I'm just not giving it all that. But I mean what the hell I got to say. And I'm going to say what the hell I got to mean. Yeah, however that go. So Cynthia says that you guys cannot tell her how to walk into a room after something like that has happened to her until your picture is up there with the ping-pings in your mouth. Y'all holler at me when that happens, okay? But until then, basically shut the hell up. Okay, so Britt was like, how would you come in when you've been in the house crying for 3 days, crying and all upset and going through all of these things, and y'all worried about how I came in? And then she breaks down and Cynthia walks up to, basically rub her back and give her a little hug. It's okay, girl. It's okay. It's going to be all right. Angela does immediately apologize. Drew face is like, girl, we here again. But then Drew did suck it up and realize that her face was being shown, honey. And then she goes, listen, I know it came across that way, but you have to understand, we miss our friend. Okay. So she's apologetic for the way she may have seen. It's kind of like one of those things. I'm sorry, but not sorry. We miss our friend. I'm sorry that you felt that way, but look, we're still going to feel the same way because that was our friend. Got you. Copy. Okay. So Angela was like, yeah, I did say some hurtful things, but I'm sorry. They are in a good, a good space and they vowed to do better. Good. We'll see how long that lasts, right? So then they're on the bus ride and they're going back to the house. And everybody takes a moment just to woosah, just to breathe, get ready for dinner. And Porsha comes down undressed, child. And she got like this basic, simple dress on, black, and looking completely bothered. And everybody, of course, shifted to see what's wrong with her. What the hell is going on with her? And before that, it showed that she had a conversation with PJ and Dennis, and it was in a good space. But Porsha is the legend that she got an unknown call from somebody saying that Drew and Dennis is filming behind her back. And she's upset because she had a conversation with Dennis prior to, per Porsha, and Dennis agreed that he will not film with nobody else in the house of the group. So she says she's upset that he disappointed her, that he chose opportunity over family, okay? I don't know if I believe that line, but it sounded good, girl. It did. It sounded real good. So then the ladies are partying outside, doing some type of line dancing, and they killing it a little bit. Some of them stiff. Some of them can't get the legs right, honey. I said, now, why the hell y'all ain't practice? But I guess, okay? So then they're sitting down for dinner, and Kelly asks Porsha what's wrong, and Portia's like, oh, nothing, baby. I'm tired. Okay, Britt's like, how you feeling on your birthday? Portia's like, I feel good. Now, you can definitely tell from the draining response that Portia's just not in a good headspace. Now, the ladies are unsure what's going on, but I'm sure it doesn't take a rocket scientist to recognize the uninvited guest is here and she blowing my right? She blowing my stuff. So Portia's like, I feel good. Britt's like, really? Because your energy is a little low. Portia's like, I'm a little tired now, child. So Shamia's like, you know, in her little confessional, she says, she big mad about something. Tell me what we doing, okay? Tell me what you want me to do, right? Because, baby, we can clearly see you on that type time or whatever, right? Now, here's the thing. I know Shamia as the best friend is draining. To have a friend that keeps pulling on you emotionally like that, that's draining. You never know when you're going to, you know, get sucked in, get well dry. Like, Porsha is draining as hell. So kudos to Shamia to be able to keep digging into her and pouring into her and picking her up and dropping it, because that is draining. Every time she got a problem, like, when does it stop? Girl. So anyway, it's like grade school, high school type stuff that we keep running into. So what? She sleep with your baby daddy. Okay, maybe or maybe not. I don't know if it's true or not. But so what? So then they change the conversation. Britt talks about them resolving a lot, you know, or at the event or excursion, should I say. And they resolved a lot. And Angela starts to explain like how, you know, it all went. Angela's like, why am I the only one being held accountable? So then that's when stuff got real, y'all. Whew, I had to take a deep breath myself. Then they go back to when Kelly asked Porsha why she take that woman husband. Now, let me be honest. Porsha had a lot of patience in this because this is her birthday. You guys are on her trip. If that was something that you wanted to bring up at a later time, sure. But you don't get to try to dim my light to humiliate me to get the light off of you. That's not how that thing go. How dare you, Angela? You should be ashamed of yourself. And you would have been escorted out the same door you came in as well. You don't get to try to humiliate me to get the heat off of you. No, thank you. Nobody asked you for that, right? So to force the focus off of her, she pushed it towards Porsha. Okay? Now everybody's looking like, girl, don't be deflecting. Like, let's focus on you and the mess you created. Angela's like, no, accountability is accountability. And I'm talking about Porsha right now. I'm like, girl, why are you still talking? Why are you still poking? What is your real issue, right? You act like you got something with Porsha. Child. Accountability is accountability, and I'm talking about Porsha being accountable. The world wants to know. So she really wants Porsha to answer this question. So Cynthia is like, let's change it. We ain't going here. Woo, baby, we got to go. So she's like, I think we should change this conversation. But she did turn around to Porsha like, would you like to answer that? And she did it in a way where Porsha could not just be mad at her, okay? She says, would you like to answer that? Even if she wanted to know, she did it in a way where Porsha couldn't realize that she wanted to know too. So she's like, would you like to answer that question, that Angela question? And Portia's like, no, I want Angela to kiss my ass. I said, ooh, shots fired, shot fire, duck. Duck. Okay? The whole room gets quiet at this point. Angela's like, the rest of the world can kiss your ass. Porsha's like, no, you first. Angela's like, that's how you feel? Porsha's like, yep, that's how I feel. Angela Confessional's like, now why do I have to kiss the Fix-A-Flat? Baby, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, that was a good comeback. The Fix-A-Flat. Now, Porsha booty is booming, okay? No type of interest, but I'm just saying, Porsha got a nice little sitting up booty. Why are you talking about it's the Fix-A-Flat? I don't know if you was hating a little bit, Angela, but I'm gonna let you live, honey. So Drew is like, I want to address the elephant in the room. And I'm like, Drew, at this point, you should have dived under the table and just let it focus on somebody else. Why did you point it back to you? You was breathing a little bit. What you want, suffocate again? Child. So she's like, I want to address the elephant in the room. And I know I wasn't invited. But are you good with me being here? She's asking Porsha this. Porsha's like, you straight? It was a little, like cliche, you know what I mean? Nonchalant, a little rude, if you ask me. She could have just said what she mean what she said. But she like, you straight. But she also got her mind somewhere else. So she really not focusing on what Drew thinks she's focusing on, okay? She's thinking on, you filming with my baby daddy? Are you filming with my baby daddy, okay? With that being said, Drew says, well, I brought you a bottle of whiskey and I would leave it here. Thank you for this time, but I'm going to leave. Now, why you leaving? She didn't say you had to go. So Cynthia was like, I would like for you to stay. Now, Cynthia, this is one of the moments you should have just quietly set this one out. Because how you going to say you would like for her to stay? This not your party. This not your trip. This not your birthday. You out of line, honey. I need you crawl back over there on the side that I liked you on. You ain't have no business asking her, I would like for you to stay. You don't be talking about you like somebody else to stay on somebody else's dime. Hell no. Let her be the one to say that. So Drew's like, if everybody have an issue with me, let's address it now. Look, I'm with Drew. Whatever the issue is, say that with your whole chest, because at the end of the day, I'm tired of y'all all bumping up against me. Say it if the issue is, say it now. Here's the floor. Talk what you want to talk, okay? So Drew gets up and walk out, doing Porsha confessional. She says, girl, you did all this behind my back and now you offended that I said you straight? I agree. Like, she was like, girl, basically, see you later. If that's what you coming off of, see you later. All right. So Porsha talks about how everybody could have got it. But, the men in her life are basically draining her. So she just didn't have the energy and the time to give into Drew and her shenanigans and Angela as well. Okay. So Drew's with Shamia and Angela. And Drew's like, I'm already going through a lot. And I'm just not going to be able to keep putting myself in the line of fire. I agree. When you're going through some stuff and people just keep trying to poke and poke and poke, baby, I got to focus on the stuff that matter. And this right here don't matter, right? So then you got Cynthia and Porsha in the bedroom, and Cynthia asks Porsha, like, what's going on? Porsha tells Cynthia about the phone call that she got from somebody, which people are alleging that it was production, but we're not sure, okay? So Cynthia's like, I thought y'all was cool. So Porsha was like, well, if it was your husband, or your friend or whoever, how would you feel if somebody did this? And Cynthia straight up was like, it will not sit well with me at all. Cynthia tells Porsha she gonna be good, okay? She gonna be good. The girls are in the pool, and baby, this is where all hell break loose, and I cannot wait till next week's episode. So Angela stayed in the house while all the girls are outside in the pool, and she says that she heard Porsha say she will F her husband. Woo, Porsha, I hope this is not true, because listen, it's becoming a pattern with you sleeping with somebody's husband. Okay, now if you like it, just say that. We can accept it better if you admit, I just like sleeping with people's husband. But Angela's saying she said it, and Kelly's saying she said it. So Britt and Kelly is talking about how Angela recorded them from the window, and she was like, I heard everything y'all said. They bust out laughing. And then Angela said that she heard Porsha, like I just told you guys, say it as well. So Porsha was like, it's pretty creepy for you to record us, but who you going to tell? Like, who going to spank us, right? She says, and I ain't say nothing. I said, I know that's right, Porsha. They ain't hear you say it, girl. Keep denying it. Keep denying it like you did with Bolo, okay? The stripper that y'all had. Deny it until the proof is put in the pudding, honey, and in front of you. Keep denying it, girl. Keep denying. The mic was off. Nope, wasn't me who stole the cookie out the cookie jar. Not at all. Mommy, I did not do it. Daddy, it wasn't me. Child, keep sticking to your story, Porsha. I got you. So the next morning, Angela basically ain't with the fakeness. So she's telling everybody that they are Porsha puppets. I agree. I think this trip was too much clout chasing, or I'm your friend. I promise to be your friend. I'm never going to let nobody step on your toes. I would take the boo-boo for you, the pow-pow for you. I'm going to jump right in the way, Porsha, because you are my friend. Child, that's exactly what it gave, okay? So that is the end of our review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love your checkmates, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, remember, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We're going up from here, okay? I love your checkmates, and there's nothing you can do about it. Remember, don't you let nobody tell you nothing different. Until next time, bye.